Of Zimbabwe is expected to hold a media briefing tomorrow where they will share information on the state of readiness for the coming elections. The country is expected to go to the polls on the 31st of July.
The political parties are hard at work campaigning with the aim of winning the elections. The Electoral Commission has since announced that the ballot papers for presidential candidates have been printed. Today, one of the opposition coalition leaders, Tendai Biti, shared his thoughts about the coming elections.
Section 155 subsection C also makes it very clear that the state must take all appropriate measures, including legislative measures, to ensure that effect is given to the principles set out in subsection 1, and in particular must ensure that all political parties and candidates contesting in an election or participating in a referendum have reasonable access to all material and information necessary for them to participate effectively. So there was an obligation to inform us about the shenanigans and the disaster that unfolded at Ross County today. There was an obligation to disclose the number of people that had applied for postal vote in terms of Section 74 of the Electoral Act. And we keep on saying that the duty to disclose is such a fundamental tenet of this constitution. And why are you not disclosing if you do not have something to hide? So I want to conclude by saying that we will not accept what has happened today. We have instructed our legal practitioners to file an agent application, and an agent application will be filed tomorrow forthwith. But we are also going to go into the streets of justice. We are going to back in the streets of justice, but we are very close to making fundamental decisions on this election. And I want to say to those that are stealing this election, those that are trying to steal this election, you are creating instability in this country. We don't want instability in this country. All we are asking for is a free, fair, inclusive, credible election as defined by Section 155 and 156 of the Constitution of Zimbabwe. We had not reached a point where we were saying that ZEC should be disqualified from holding this election. But I think we are now in that position where quite clearly it's beyond reasonable doubt ZEC is not partial, ZEC is not competent, and ZEC is not honest. So they are disqualified from running this election. But the more fundamental point, which we have made it very clear, is that we will not boycott this election, but there will not be an election if the conditions are not right. So we are now at that stage where we will shortly be defining what we mean, that there will be no election, what we mean. But we cannot accept this nonsense. We cannot accept this unacceptable behavior. I don't know what makes a man, in this case a man, think that you can get away by cheating and that will just look at you and smile. It's not going to happen this time around. We've made that very clear.
Meanwhile, the UN Secretary General, Antonio Guterres, shared his thoughts about the elections in Zimbabwe as well as the Democratic Republic of Congo.
All strongly hope that the changes in Zimbabwe will lead for a country able to live in full democracy with full respect of human rights and able to restore a development process that I believe the resources of the country and the capacity of the Zimbabweans fully justify. And I strongly hope that things will go in the right direction. We are in very close consultation with both SADC and the African Union in this regard. In relation to the DRC, we just received a confirmation that our visit will be welcome in the near future. And the reason that was given for the delay was that the President will take very soon, will announce very soon, a number of important decisions, and that the President doesn't want to give the impression that he's doing so because of international pressure. And so not only our visits, but also other visits were postponed. If that means that he's going to take the right decisions and wants to give the impression that no international pressure has led him to take the right decisions, I will be very comfortable with the postponement.
International observers are already in Zimbabwe to observe the elections.